and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video we're going to be hopping on Tier Maker, and today it's that time of year again. We obviously saw the conclusion of the AFL trade period a couple of days ago now, so we're going to hop on Tier Maker. We're going to be ranking each trade that did occur. Before we get into the video, if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're trying to get to the big 5,000 subscriber milestone by the end of the year, and if you haven't already subscribed, help making it possible by hitting the subscribe button right now. Here we go, the Tier Maker top 5 calibre, immediate impact, best 22, handy top-up player, and fringe player. Just a real irrelevant done deal that just doesn't really help your team in many ways. So we'll start off with big Blakey Acres, obviously leaving the Dockers to head to the Blues to join his old mate Adam Chera. As a Freo player, pretty disappointed how we let this one go. However, you know, he was pretty keen to get down into Victoria, Blakey Acres, so I'm going to obviously put him in best 22. He's probably not an immediate impact, however, he will really fit in well to the Blues side. Obviously, probably heading into the wing position down at Carlton as well. Karl Amon, I reckon this is actually a genuine underrated done deal for the Hawks. Obviously, he hasn't shown too much yet. Karl Amon, he's been in the talks a little bit over the past year or two on how Hawthorn are at the moment. He could actually have an immediate impact. I'm gonna chuck him in best 22. I'm gonna chuck him in best 22 for now. But given the state of Hawthorn and the club at the moment, he could definitely be an immediate impact heading to round 1 of the 2023 season. Now on to Toby Bedford. I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen much of Toby Bedford before. I'm going to be honest, I haven't actually heard of him. I've seen him, look him up on images, I've seen him before. I know who he is, but I didn't know his name was Toby Bedford, so I don't know. I guess he did get some games at the D's, so put him in handy top-up player. However, yeah, I'm not 100% sure because the Giants are in the mud at the moment, and I'm not sure how much Toby Bedford will have an impact on for the team. And now on to Jack Bowes. I'm going to say probably not immediate impact, however, probably in the best 22. Now for the Cats, obviously coming across from the Suns where he got repetitive games each week. So I'll pop him in best 22, however, I'm not sure if he'll have an immediate impact because they just won the flag, and let's be honest, I don't think bloody Jack Bowes will have too much of an impact. Tanner Bruin as well, coming across from the GWS Giants to, once again, the Cattery. He'll probably make it into the best 22, but probably get benched or something. Maybe a top-up player for Tanner Bruin. I'll let him join Jack Bowes in the starting best 22 side. However, I'm not sure if he'll get benched, if he'll get dropped or whatnot, because the Cats list is stacked as it is, so I'm not sure if he will make it into the best 22 side. Next up, we've got young gun Geelong midfielder Cooper Stevens heading his way into the city, heading to Hawthorn for season 2023. I'm going to pop him as a handy top-up player because I'm going to be honest, I have not heard this bloke before, so obviously he can't have an immediate impact if I've never heard this bloke's name, and not sure if he got best 22 at Geelong or if he was just picked because of injuries. Josh Corbett now for the Dockers. I genuinely think this could be an underrated pick, underrated deal for the Dockers. I'm going to chuck him in best 22. I reckon he could fit in really well into our forward line. Obviously, our forward line, we've got the players, just the structure and the chemistry isn't quite there yet, I reckon. And Josh Corbett, I reckon he could come in and kick snags left, right, and centre week in and out at the Dockers. So I'm going to chuck him in the best 22, whether he starts on or off the field. St. Cordy heading from the Dogs over to the Saints. I don't think he'll have an immediate impact. He will probably make it into the starting 22 side, as he did quite frequently over at the Dogs. I'll chuck him behind Josh Corbett. These are in no specific order whatsoever, so I reckon he will make the starting 22 side. Josh Dunkley, obviously a huge done deal. We knew he wanted to request a trade either to South Australia or to Queensland, and he got his dream come true, going to the Brizzy Lions. And I reckon Josh Dunkley, he's just past his career best form, however, still a gun midfielder nonetheless, so I reckon he will have an immediate impact on the Brisbane Lions. Obviously, their midfield is already structured pretty well, the Brizzy Lions. However, just adding Josh Dunkley, a real experienced, great player, I reckon it's just going to stack them up so much. They are going to be unstoppable in season 2023, I reckon, the Brizzy Lions. Billy Frampton heading from the Crows to the Pies. Look, I'm going to say it was a handy top-up player for the Pies. I don't think he's going to bring in too much. Seems though the Pies, well, they did wonders this year. And considering that no one thought they were going to do what they were going to do, I reckon Billy Frampton, a handy top-up player, he might make the starting 22 side, but I reckon the Pies have got stacked enough of a list to probably drop Billy Frampton and not have him in the starting 22. Aaron Francis heading over to the Sydney Swans. From the Bombers, look, who wouldn't really want to get out of that mess at the moment if you were an Essendon player? He did get consistent games over at the Bombers, so I reckon handy top-up player or starting 22, I reckon he'll probably start in the Swans lineup. Brodie Grundy, another one that we all knew was going to happen. Obviously, he requested a trade pretty sure midway through the season, and he really wanted to go to the D's as club of choice, and he got his dream come true, and he will obviously make it in the starting 22. He's been a bit injury prone at the Pies, so haven't been able to see much of him this year. However, yeah, starting 22 for Brodie Grundy, 100%. Jack Gunston now heading up to the Brisbane Lions. Look, I'm not sure if that's really what they wanted, the Brizzy Lions. I feel like they already have the forward line sorted. It's just the back line that needs a little bit of structure down back. They've already got the big tools up the forward line in Joe Danaher, Eric Hipwood. So yeah, another big up forward. Jack Gunston, their forward line is going to be absolutely stacked next year, the Lions. And he will make it in the starting 22, but I don't feel like he'll have an immediate impact. Bobby Hill, probably just a handy top-up player, honestly, for the Pies. Like, we did see him. He's been good. He's been good. He creates magic. He created a lot of magic over at the Giants each week in and out. He was a real entertaining player to watch. However, at the Pies, where their list is already stacked enough, I don't feel like he'll bring in too much. So I feel like a handy top-up player, Bobby Hill, I reckon, fits into the Pies squad quite nicely. Jacob Hopper, obviously coming over from the Giants, as well as Tim Taranto down here. I reckon Jacob Hopper, he should make the starting 22, as he did get consecutive games for the Giants, didn't miss out. I'm going to pop him in best 22. Like, yeah, we've got a lot in best 22. However, I reckon, yeah, he'll make consistent games. Jason Horne-Francis, obviously a big one, big loss for the Kangaroos, the number 1 draft pick, who played well last year, but just in a real undeveloped and crappy side at the moment. I reckon if he was drafted to like a more successful team this season, someone in the top 4, someone in the top 8, he would have had an absolute breakout season for his first. I reckon he will obviously make the best 22, as he did week in and out at North. However, an immediate impact, I'm not sure just yet. I reckon he's a bit too young to make an immediate impact for the club. Lockie Hunter heading from the Dogs to the D's. And look, once again, I hate to put another one in best 22, but I don't feel like he'll have an immediate impact. Like, yes, he was good at the Dogs. However, actually, he is a ball magnet, Lockie Hunter. Do we chuck him in immediate impact? I'm not sure if he's on the same level as Josh Dunkley, obviously both in the Dogs. Honestly, I'm going to pop him in immediate impact, but the D's are already stacked in the midfield. They've got Petrarca, they've got Oliver, they've got all those big names in the guts. Obviously, Luke Jackson did depart. However, look, I reckon he'll fit in well. I reckon he'll fit in well in the midfield for the D's. I reckon immediate impact. And Jaden Hunt, well, he's heading to a horrible team. He'll obviously make. He'll have an immediate impact. Seems as though how bad the Eagles are at the moment. So Jaden Hunt is a big pickup for the Eagles, as they are in an absolute slump at the moment. And Jaden Hunt will certainly have an immediate impact. Obviously, will make starting 22 each week. Lukey Jackson will also have an immediate impact on the Dockers. I feel like the young gun. He's got a lot of years left in him. Lukey Jackson heading over to his home state in WA. He's going to perform so well for us, I reckon. Obviously, we saw the departure of Rory Lobb, Lloyd Meek, so getting another tool back in was absolutely crucial, and what better way to do it than to get Lukey Jackson up in the squad. Liam Jones coming out of retirement, obviously from the vaccine mandate last year, retired out the Blues and now coming back as a Bulldog. And well, look, immediate impact, I'm not 100% sure because he has missed a year of footy. However, I'm gonna pop him in best 22. He will make the side week in and out. Junior Rioli, I reckon, is a handy top-up player. We saw him play pretty well at the Eagles. However, they're just in a bit of a slump, so he will make best 22 probably most weeks, yeah, but handy top-up player, I reckon. Rory Lobb obviously heading to the Dogs from the Dockers, and look, they've already got those big names up forward. They've got Aaron Norton. Well, Aaron Norton and Rory Lobb, wow, that is going to be an absolute duo, to say the least. Geez, I reckon immediate impact, actually. Rory Lobb over at the Dogs, he could help out the forward line a lot. He can kick straight, and that's definitely what the Dogs do need to learn. So I reckon in the forward line, Rory Lobb is going to be absolutely crucial. Griffin Logue, a part of the Darcy Tucker trade to North Melbourne, both Dockers leaving. We saw a lot of Dockers depart this year, which is well, unfortunate for me as a Dockers fan, but Griffin Logue, look, he'll obviously make, he'll have an immediate impact to the north side, because obviously, look, they don't have a great list and they aren't going anywhere in the next couple of years. So yeah, Griffin Logue will certainly have an immediate impact. Ben Long from the Saints to the Suns will probably make the starting 22 each side. He won't have an immediate impact. He did play decent at the Saints, however, just don't feel like he's at up level just yet. Maybe a year in, when he has a bit of experience with the Suns, he'll perform pretty good, maybe career best, but yeah, starting 22 I reckon for now. Dan McStay heading down to the Pies from the Lions, and well, a big man for the Pies. I don't feel like he'll have an immediate impact, however, certainly starting 22. The Hawks saw the arrival of Lloyd Meek coming down from the Freo Dockers. Another big, I reckon he won't have an immediate impact, but probably starting 22. He didn't get consecutive games in a row for the Dockers, however, he was there whenever we needed him. Tommy Mitchell will obviously have an immediate impact for the Collingwood Magpies, obviously Brownlow medalist, and probably the best Hawthorn player there was, in the past. However, now at the Pies, geez, he is absolutely keen to get dug in to the squad at Collingwood, and he will make an immediate impact for sure, fitting into that midfield week in and out, unless of injury. Ollie Henry got his dream of becoming a Cat, heading down to the Cattery from the Collingwood Football Club. I'm going to pop him at a handy top-up player because he didn't get too many games for the Pies. If you can't get too many games for the Pies, then I don't think he's at the level just yet to get consecutive games in a row for a team that is coming off the back of a premiership and a loaded list. Jager O'Meara headed to the Dockers in a very, very late deal. Look, I genuinely think he'll have an immediate impact to the Dockers squad. He will obviously make the starting 22 each week, but the Dockers, look, we're just absolutely stacked. Jager O'Meara, he's got the experience up the sleeve. He's been in the game for a while now, and yeah, the experience, the awareness of this bloke is absolutely superb. So yeah, immediate impact I reckon he'll make on our list. Isaac Rankin got his wish to become a Crow, and yes, he can certainly create some magic, so gonna pop him in best 22. I don't know if he'll have immediate impact. However, based on the Crows list at the moment, I reckon he could fit in well. He'll obviously get the starting 22 list each week. However, I reckon, forward pocket, Isaac Rankin will absolutely be kicking snags left, right and centre. Josh Schache also heading to the D's from the Dogs. Don't think he will do too good at the D's. Look, probably a best 22 or a handy top-up player for Josh Schache. Will Setterfield made his way to the Bombers, which was quite an interesting pick, as look, the Bombers are not in the greatest shape at the moment. However, he will obviously make the starting 22. And based on what the Bombers are in at the moment, the slump that they're in, he will probably have an immediate impact on the squad too. Tim Taranto with obviously Jacob Hopper coming to the Tigers from the Giants. He will make the best 22. However, I'm pretty sure he's past his career best form, Tim Taranto. So I reckon best 22. Probably not immediate impact just yet. Darcy Tucker, obviously as part of the Griffin Logue trade as well, headed to the North Melbourne Kangaroos from the Dockers, and will obviously make an immediate impact, seeing as though the Kangaroos are in a slump, and he played really well. He was one of my favourite players over at the Dockers, and unfortunate to see him leave. And last but not least, Sam Wiedemann heading over to the Bombers for a bit of a reset on his career. Look, he played well what he did at the D's, however, yeah, I reckon if he brings that into the Bombers, he'll have an immediate impact. But they've got Peter Wright down there, so maybe a ruckman role for Sam Wiedemann. They've got Peter Wright, they've got Draper. They're just stacked on tall, so he'll definitely make it to best 22. Obviously, this list is a bit clogged up. There's no one down at the bottom. There's no one up at the very top. So we're going to do some reshuffling. I've moved Dunkley, Jackson, Rory Lobb, and Tommy Mitchell up into the top 5 calibre, and also moved Connor Stevens, Toby Bedford, and Junior Rioli down into the fringe players. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Obviously, I said at the start of the video, we're trying to hit the 5k milestone by the end of the year. If you haven't hit subscribe, make sure to do so right now. Join the channel. It would mean the absolute world to me if we could get to 5k by the end of the year. Cheers for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all in my next video.